Throughout life, your inner knowing would activate as a part of a reflection from your soul to let you know when it was time to clean house, to restore your own energy and eliminate the wasteful energy around you. Because all of it that was wasteful, all that was wasteful was taking from you, not giving to you. It was taking from you. Like a rowboat with poked holes in it. It's gonna go down. Okay? So you were going down because your energy was being siphoned from a lot of different things. It could have been you could have had a problem with substance abuse at one point and you restored yourself from that. Okay, because you decided to put the substance aside and choose the love that you have for yourself, and remember that you don't need that to survive because that's unnatural to you, you know. It could have been promiscuity. Some of you may have been very promiscuous at one point. Then you realize that was just draining your energy, especially your creative energy. You know, sexual energy is creative energy. So when you just handing it out to everybody, you don't have any creativity. It's very dull. You might have a remnants of it. And if you're like super creative, you still can create, but it's just not up to par that would be in alignment with who you truly are and what you're truly capable of. It takes from you because you're literally, it's like you are a gas tank and you are pumping other people up. Quite literally when you think about it. But yeah, when you do that, you lose a very special part of you. When you just out here just sticking and moving like that, and then on repeat, stick and move on repeat, ooh, you have trouble. And then you start doing things that aren't even in alignment with who you are because you're mixing your energy with consciousness that isn't quite conscious. So it's like, I heard like a vegetable. You know those people that they keep doing the same stuff that's not smart? And then you're seeing how they live their life and they're like taking on the energy that they lay with. And most of those people that they lay with, clearly they don't really use what they have to improve themselves. It's like they're not that intelligent. You know, they lack understanding. So it's like accepting sludge to suffocate your, how can I say, to suffocate your ability to feel light and to breathe and actually feel good, as opposed to tricking yourself into believing that way of life is like growth, like how can I say, intended for growth, or tricking yourself into believing that it's like a great idea. That those ways cause your life force to be drained out of you. So that life that you once had, that's why you notice that okay, like children, they have a lot of life in them. They just be flying around, running around. They go so fast. Sometimes you might think they do have wings. Okay? Like that baby has wings, just nonstop. And they have more energy within them. They're just so full of life, right? And then you see people that live those lifestyles with the substance abuse, partying all the time. Some people, I've seen people party like 7 days a week. And it's like, yeah, I've seen it before. That right there is taxing, especially when it comes to the abuse of substances. That's taxing. And you'll start to notice that young people look old. You'll see a 20-year-old that look like they 35, and then they have like a lot of makeup on, and that takes away from them too, and it makes the young girls look really old. I remember when I started to see that, and it was like weird to me to see that, because okay, one morning I was taking a morning walk and I saw this girl, And to me, she looked like a grown woman, but I noticed that she had a book bag on once I got closer. And then the school was right there. I was like, that's a teenager? Why she got all that makeup on to go to school? Listen, I don't know. I just felt like, wow, you got to be like, I don't know, maybe she had to be like 14, 15 years old. And she looked old because all that makeup, it can make you either look old or look good or just, I don't know. It could do all types of things. Makeup could be makeup can make people a liar. Because, it makes me think about this video I saw where this woman married some man and he had seen her in her makeup from the point where he met her to the point where they were married already. And then one day he woke up and saw her without her makeup. He divorced her because it wasn't the truth. It was a lie. And I found it crazy. I said, is this a real court case? I mean, I heard a defamation. She committed a defamation of her own character. And nothing against makeup. I think makeup, it could be cool. I wear it sometimes, but I don't, it's not heavy when I put it on. I wear very light makeup when I wear makeup. But to look like somebody else is a lie, right? And that's just crazy because he divorced her and sued her, I believe. And I should find that clip again because I haven't seen that. So for him, he realized that her energy was just siphoning from him because being that I guess she had so much mask on, he didn't see her true self. And when he did see her true self, he didn't like what he saw. So she didn't give him a fair ability to choose if he wanted to marry her or not because she presented herself as if that was her. Now, I don't know. That story was just crazy to me. In his mind, she was a waste and she needed to be eliminated in his mind because she lied to him. And maybe not verbally, but physically, what he saw, what he fell for, was not what he thought he saw and fell for. It was an illusion. Okay? It's like another way that can happen. Like, for example, like with, that was with a woman, but for an example with a man, a lot of men, they'll present themselves to a potential partner with what they have. They'll show them their nice car, they'll show them their money, and they'll flaunt their money, they'll love bomb, they'll do all these things. But it's not really genuine, it's just what they do to everybody just to get their attention. Okay, so they approach relationships with what they have as opposed to who they are. And then they get mad and say, oh, they use me. But why would you present yourself that way? Then if you don't want nobody to use you, you present yourself with yourself, not your stuff, not what you have, not what you've obtained. Okay? And so it's like someone, like a man presenting themselves like that to a woman, but they don't really have it like that. And then the woman, she wants that. And then she gets married to him or gets into a committed relationship and realizes that all of that, I got this and I got that, wasn't true. So you can't really be mad at her if that's what she desires to have in her partner, someone who does have much material and financial wealth, right? Because this person wasn't honest in the beginning with what they had. Okay, it's just an example that came to me. It's just not being honest. Like anything that is not honest in your life, it's eliminated. Okay. I'm not sure if I said the intro, did I? I don't even know. Good day, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to Milk Honey Rose. I am Mystic Alchemy. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure if I said it or not, so you might hear the intro twice, but I was just in the flow and I missed the mark. Like I'm not even sure if I said it or not because I was too into thought. Okay, but it's okay. You can hear it twice. Maybe it's for good luck. Anyway, so here in this message, Spirit is saying that when you eliminate waste and you eliminate that which is not true out of your life, you make room for the abundance that you desire and that you manifest. You've manifested what you truly want because you've thought about it, you've meditated on it, and you know what you want. And so that's what you go for, whatever it is that you desire to be valuable, to be of high value to you. The more that you let go of the lies, the more that you made the decision to remove your energy from situations, people, places, and things that are not in divine alignment with you, the better you're prepared for what God has for you. Because the more you occupy your time, right, with a bunch of things that have nothing to do with your purpose and nothing to do with your relationship that you have with God, you really take away from yourself. So with that being said, over time, you've learned not to do yourself a disservice by allowing individuals into your energy that mean you know well. There's so many people that put on a mask and they play the part so they can get to whatever it is that you have that they want. And then as soon as they get what you have, they throw you to the trash when you should have been the one trashing. It should have been you doing that. And if you had have noticed and paid attention, then your heartache and pain and traumatic experience could have been short-lived instead of extended. Okay? And that's for some of you, for many of you, because many of us have gone through that, and that's how you learn. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to feel bad about. It's the fact that it happened, and are you going to learn from it, or are you going to do it again? Okay, so Spirit is like, don't do that again. Right now it's like the last time for you to clean yourself up, and because if you don't, it's going to be so much more challenging for you to endure what's coming next. So it's to clear your energy, is to gain clarity of the mind, the body, and the soul. Is to gain clarity of your psyche, to gain control of your psyche even. Okay, and it's time for you to gain that control so that you can tap in to the God and the Goddess within you. And once you do that, you begin to live a life that is so much different from the previous life that you lived. And it's amazing because you're doing it all in one lifetime. That's a beautiful transition. And usually, when we say transition, we're talking about when somebody actually passes away and their soul and spirit leaves from their vessel, and their body is left here on this earth. However, we still go through a transitioning when we're alive, if we would allow ourselves to. And so many people don't allow themselves to, and they put themselves in harm's way and then want to stop themselves, and it's like they go into a psychosis to blame everybody else for their problems, and they don't take accountability for their own livelihood and for their own lives. That doesn't help them. It just leaves them more stagnant, and it digs a deeper ditch for them to be stuck in. And then not is it only a ditch, but it becomes quicksand, and then they can't get out of it because their mind tells them that they can't. So Spirit is like, don't be that person, because that's not what you want. That's not what you want. Regardless of who might do it, and you might see it, or you may have saw like somebody really close to you behave in such a way, like someone close, like a family member, mother, father, sister, brother, and then you kind of just gravitate to their ways. But there comes a time where you have to recognize when what somebody is doing is not right, and you have to make the choice not to do that too. Like when you think logically, you're like, I see where that those choices that person made, regardless of how much I care and love for them, I see what their choices did to them, and I don't want that for me, so I'm not going to do that. It's so simple, and so many people miss that because they're like stuck in this thought of connecting themselves to the ways of their environment instead of allowing themselves to be themselves and to connect to themselves. Okay, so this is This is an energy that is here as a guide to help you when it comes to removing the waste to make room for the abundance that has been waiting for your presence. Okay? Because your presence has gifts. Your gift is a present. Your presence is a gift to the universe. It's like, it feels like this reciprocal energy between you and the universe when you abide by your own rule. When you abide by your own rule, you're able to tap into gifts that are inside of you, okay? So yes, that's love. This is another form of love, okay? So, if you deem this energy as suitable to walk with you on your spiritual journey, drop it down in the comments below. I declare this is an aspect of my future love or my current love, because you could be already in this energy. And kudos to those who are, because that is a beautiful reality. Okay? So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe, especially if this message does resonate with you. To book a healthy conversation, you can by visiting www.milkhoneyrose.org. You can also join the membership here on YouTube to access additional content. Thanks for listening. I'll see you in the next one.